Hey readers, today we're going to talk about how to improve our fluency by sounding a little bit more like we're talking when we read. I'm going to take a look at this book, The Enormous Turnip, and show you what I mean. Today we're going to take a look at this kind of silly book called The Enormous Turnip about a farmer who grows a very large turnip. And while we're reading, I'm going to really be working on making sure that when I read, I use my "this is very interesting" voice. I want to make sure that people know just how interesting this book is by bringing it to life like I'm on TV telling someone a really interesting story. So first off, let me show you what it sounds like to read when you don't read with a "this is interesting" voice. It's not so exciting. The enormous turnip. The enormous turnip. In spring, Mr. Farmer planted turnip seeds. Soon turnips began to grow. Okay, let's just stop right there. That sounds terrible. I sound like a robot, and no reader should sound like a robot because you're not a robot. If you were a robot, then you wouldn't need to eat, and you probably would already know how to read books perfectly because you're a robot. But you're not a robot, and that's great. Don't be a robot. Today, let's just talk about how you can make sure you don't sound like a robot. Say no to robot reading. Robot reading is not what gets people interested, and it's not really that much fun to read that way yourself. Now I want you to hear what it sounds like for me to read with a "this is so interesting" voice, just like I'm on TV trying to get someone interested in a show. The enormous turnip. The enormous turnip. In spring, Mr. Farmer planted turnip seeds. Soon, turnips began to grow. Here I am looking at the picture. I'm imagining what this voice would sound like of this narrator. Mr. Farmer went to check his turnips. He saw that one turnip was bigger than the rest. Mrs. Farmer went to see the big turnip. Now the turnip was as tall as the scarecrow. Now notice my voice got really interesting there because it's a turnip that's as tall as a scarecrow. I want to make sure that the reader knows and that the listeners know this is not just interesting, but this is amazing. Let's keep reading with the "this is interesting" voice. The turnip kept getting bigger. Now it was as big as Mr. Farmer's house. "That is an enormous turnip," said Mr. Farmer. "It's time to pull it up." And I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to let you wonder just what they do with that turnip. But the point is that today you are going to say no to robot reading. Just say it right now to yourself. Say, "No, I'm not going to read like a robot." It felt good, didn't it? Yeah. Don't say it like you're a robot, though. It's not, "No, I'm not going to read like a robot." No, I'm not going to read like a robot. You're going to read with a "this is interesting" voice, just like you're on TV trying to get someone interested in a brand new TV show. Make sure that tonight while you're reading, you're practicing that way. Good luck, go get them, and let's keep on growing as readers.